Yeah, so we're here in Glendalough. Glendalough is a national park in County Wicklow, and the Irish for Glendalough is Glendalough. Glown means glen, Daw means two, and there's two lakes. This is the upper lake we're at the moment. Let me just flip you around, you'll see it. There you go, and you can kind of see the composition I'm seeing here. The oak trees here on the right and left are framing the upper lake, and I can see some nice reflections in the lake at this time of the morning. So that's going to be my composition. Let's see, can I frame it up? And here's the final image. Yeah, so today's excursion in Glendalough, we're going to take a trip up the Miners Path and up to the Glenealo Valley Bridge, where we hear the deer rut is in full swing. So it'd be nice to get up there today and maybe see can we find some deer. But along the way, there's so many scenic and so many beautiful spots to stop along the upper lake here in Glendalough. Again, I'm just standing here at the three stone piers, and I'm seeing a lovely shot across the lake with lovely reflections in the lake from the hillside on the far side. I'll just flip you around and you can see that, hopefully. So here are the piers, and you can see those reflections in the lake, and I'm going to try and photograph this, frame something up, compose something again. This landscape stuff is new to me, but let's see what I can do. It's a nice calm morning here, no wind. Since Storm Amy went through last week or 10 days ago, there's been little or no wind. We've been caught in an area of high pressure here in Ireland, and it's been just so beautiful at this autumnal time of the year. So I'm going to try and frame up a shot here. It's all going to be handheld today. I brought no tripod because we have a bit of a hike ahead of us. And if this shot turns out any good, well, here it is. Yeah, so we're here walking along what's known as the old miners' track down in the valley here at the upper end of the upper lake. There's old lead mines, I think, long since gone, but some of the remnants of the old buildings are still there. And this was the trail down to it. On our left, as you can see, we've got the upper lake of Glendalough. But just a little bit more about myself as we make this little trip. You know, after finishing up with sports photography, and I used to almost exclusively shoot badminton, it was time to try something new, and I decided to sell off all my old Canon gear. So I had a lot of top-end Canon gear at that point about 10 years ago. Canon 1DX Mark II, 300mm, f2.8, 2470, 70-200, 2.8, all of those expensive items. And after a lot of research, I decided to invest in OM system gear. So I have a backpack here on my back with the OM1 Mark II as my base go-to camera body, the 150-600 for wildlife. Oh, I hear deer up in the hills. Brilliant, I love that. I hope to catch some today. Sorry, back to what I was saying. The 25mm for landscapes, and also my general travel lens is the 12-100 f4 Pro. That's what I have to date, recording you in an Osmo Pocket 3 here. And that's what I've been kind of learning my way around for the last 6 months or so since I purchased the equipment. So far so good. Still learning, still figuring out, still customizing buttons, still playing around with settings. But as I said in my introduction, you know, that's what this YouTube channel is all about. Showing relative beginners at wildlife photography, nature photography, landscape photography. Yeah, get out and do it. Get out and make the mistakes, get out and practice. See what you can do, but enjoy the great outdoors. Yeah, so we've made our way about 1.5 kilometers up from the car park at the upper lake up to the area known as the Miners' Village. Again, if I spin you around, you will see all the old workings and tailings of this old, I think they were lead mines, and we spin right around and you're back down towards Glendalough, down the valley, and the lake would normally come up to here at this time of the year, but it's been so dry this summer that this area is now almost bone dry. And the lake has receded a good 150 meters down towards the monastery. Unbelievable to see it this low. We have some old workings here, some old buildings, and some old machinery. And then up in the distance, we've got the Cascades. We can kind of zoom in and see them there. We're heading up in that direction to the bridge that crosses over the river. Hi, so we're here at the Miners' Village in Glendalough, and I see some old workings here on the mine, and I'm just wondering, is this going to be a photograph with the old cog and workings of this machinery looking back down into the valley? It may work, it may not work, but let's give it a go. So I've got my OM1 Mark II, and I have the 8 to 25 mm lens, and I'm putting the workings, the big cog, in the foreground, and I can see the path we came along down the left, sort of leading you back down to the valley. Let's take a few shots. And bingo. If this shot worked, here it is. So we've just taken a quick stop for a little sustenance, a drink and something to eat here at the Miners' Village, and if I just spin you around, you'll see our location. All the old workings, all the old buildings, and looking back down the valley towards Glendalough from where we came. And just while I'm here, you notice that I said the word we. And along with me today is my youngest daughter, Lara, who has been helping me record this video and figuring out sound and figuring out this camera, and just being a great help and really a great support to me today, because it's really taken me out of my comfort zone doing this video. So there's Lara, and thanks very much, Lara. We'll flip back around, and it's just magical out here. No sounds. Every now and again we're hearing the deer on the hills. It's rut season, and we are heading, if I give you a flip around, up to the top of the valley. Can I do a zoom in? There's a zigzag path that runs up the valley, up the Glenealo Valley, sorry. There's cascades. We might try and get a shot of a waterfall up there. And if we're lucky, we might get to see some deer. Yeah, so let's crack on. So we're back, and we've come up from the miners' village, as you can see down below, and you can see the upper lake, and we've come up these zigzag path. But we've just taken a little detour off the path because we could hear some rushing water in off to our left, and just popped around the corner for a break, and this is what we've come across. This beautiful little cascade coming down the valley, which runs down and feeds the upper lake at Glendalough. And here's Lara. Lara is the creative one in our family. Lara loves to crochet, loves art, loves colouring, loves painting, anything to do with her hands. And she's taken a little bit of shine photography, so we're just giving her a little explainer on long exposure photography. So she's doing this all handheld, no tripod, and she's taking a photograph of the waterfall with, I think, a 1 second exposure. Hard to see it there, but Lara, that looks good to me. And if that shot was any good, well, here it is. So welcome back, and we're almost at the top of the pass now, and I put on the long lens because I'm playing spot the photographer. There's a couple of photographers down here in the river. It's a popular spot, and let's take a shot of one of them. Yeah, very popular spot this for nature lovers and photographers, and here's the photo. So just while we're standing here having a little break, I've spotted 2 deer up on the hill in the distance. I've got the long lens on, the 150 to 600 with the OM1 Mark II, and you probably are not going to be able to see them, but I'm just going to have to play a patience game here and wait for this male adult deer to pop his head up. At the moment he's grazing, and I just want to have a little bit of patience and wait for him to pop his head up to try and get a photo. If I do get the photo, well, here it is. Yeah, so we've reached the top here of the Glenealo Pass, and we're at the bridge to cross over for the Spink walk, and it's rut season. But there's a group of I don't know if they're tourists or hill walkers, but one of the stags has come right across. I'm not sure if you can see him on that. Maybe you can zoom in, I think, and looking for some food. This deer is certainly well used to human beings. Yeah, so I'm not sure how how I think of this, really, to be honest. Should humans be this close to nature? But this deer certainly seems to take it all in his stride. He doesn't fear us one bit. So what I'm going to do is, there's lots more deer on the hills here. I'm going to spend 10 or 15 minutes here with Lara, shooting a few images as best we can. And if any of them are any good, here they are. So after a great morning here in Glendalough, it's time to wrap up my first YouTube video. What a morning it's been, walking up along by the lake, up by the miners' village, up to the bridge at the Glenealo Pass, coming into contact with a lot of red deer, and really having a fantastic morning, shooting some landscapes and shooting some wildlife. If you've enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button. Even better, hit the little like button, and I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Thank you and goodbye.